federal government and the organized labor in the country have finally reached an agreement that the presidency will send the National Minimum Wage Amendment Bill to the National Assembly. The agreement came on a day that labor unions staged a nationwide protest over the non-transmission of the bill to the National Assembly by the federal government. However, the president of Trade Union Congress, Kaigama Bobo, warned that if the federal government reneged on the date it promised to transmit the bill to the National Assembly, Labour would take action without any warning. Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, who presided over the meeting, assured the Labour leaders that the federal government would send the bill to the National Assembly on January 23, 2019, after the members of the National Assembly must have resumed from their Utah recession. He added that the necessary meeting on the part of the federal government will be held next week to ensure the timeline was met. While thanking Ngige for his role on the issue, President, Nigerian Labour of Congress, Ayuba Waba, said the workers have been patient with the government for more than 2 years. He added that after the submission of the report by the tripartite committee that deliberates on the minimum wage more than 2 months ago, it was expected that the federal government would have gone beyond the present stage of making effort to transmit a bill to the National Assembly. Pandemonium broke out on Tuesday during the inauguration of the campaign of All Progressive Congress in Lagos as hoodlums invaded the venue and engaged in a supremacy battle. Among those who reported they sustained gunshot injuries during the clash were the group political editor of The Nation newspaper, Emmanuel Oladezu, a correspondent with New Telegraph, Temitope Ogubanke, and a cameraman with Ibile Television, Abiodun Yusuf. A leader of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Musliu Akinsanya, aka MC Oluomo, was also stabbed during the clash. The political rally, which started around 12:30 p.m., was said to have been brought to an end. It was gathered that the popular Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshal was on stage thrilling the audience when a gunshot was fired. Confusion thereafter ensued as the hoodlum, suspected to be supporters of MC Oluomo and Mustafa Adekunle, another union leader, invaded the arena with guns, dagger, cutlass, and other weapons, leading to free-for-all fight. Hoodlums were seen attacking one another with machetes as many fled for safety. Continual gunshot could be heard as the state governor, Akim Ambode, delivered a speech and called for the support for the flag bearer of the party in the elections. Amidst the noise, Akimbode told the crowd that the police were in control of the situation. However, things degenerated as the gunshot continued. The governor was later escorted out of the venue and was joined by the deputy governor, Idayat Adebule, and APC governorship candidate, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Nigerian government has admitted that the fight against the insurgents has recorded some setback. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, stated this while reacting to the whipping by the governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, at the presidential villa in Abuja last Monday. Mohammed said it is important to know that the governors said that despite some setback, the state retained confidence in the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari and his ability to end the insurgency. According to him, there was no doubt that the fight has recorded some setback in the recent time, but the gallant troops are up to the task and they are doing their best to keep the nation secure. He said the president has rallied regional cooperation to forge a united front against the terrorists. Information Minister announced that his ministry will soon launch a massive national campaign in support of the military, especially in their fight against insurgency. Central Bank of Nigeria has continued its intervention in the interbank sector of the foreign exchange market by injecting another sum of $210 million into the forex market. In the first trading on Thursday, the CBN injected $100 million in the OC segment of the market, in addition to the sum of $55 million each in the small and medium enterprise and invisible sector. Director Corporate Communication of the CBN, Isaac Okorafor, who disclosed this, reiterated that the bank was unrelenting in its resolve to sustain liquidity in the forex market as well as maintain stability there. Okorafor stated that the CBN continued intervention was aimed at ensuring that the bank met the requests of the genuine customers in the various windows of the market. On the bank restriction of access to forex for some 42 items, he said the policy will continue, particularly as it was greatly boosting the local production of items on the list. It disclosed that the Economic Intelligence Unit of the CBN was working closely with the relevant government agencies to checkmate any attempt to flout the policy. Meanwhile, the dollar was at the rate of $1 for 358 naira in the Bureau de Change segment of the market on Tuesday. Egypt will host the 2019 African Cup of Nations between June 15 and July 13. Confederation of African Football President Ahmed Hamad announced this in Dakar, Senegal on Tuesday. The CAF Executive Committee preferred Egypt to South Africa as replacement for its original host Cameroon, who were dropped due to delay in preparation and concern over security. It will be the fifth time Egypt staged the biennial showpiece of African football after 1959, when the country was called the United Arab Republic, 74, 1986, and 2006. Egypt only entered the running to host the Cup of Nations when the fellow North African country, Morocco, announced that they would not bid to do so. Morocco were the hot media favorite to replace Cameroon to host. Egypt boasts of many international standard venues, with the Cairo International Stadium and Burj El Arab Stadium in Alexandria, boasting of largest capacity. The Egypt choice will immediately make the favorite to win a record extending 8 Cup of Nations this year. They won 3 of the 4 previous tournaments they hosted, failing only in 1974 when they were beaten by Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of Congo, in the semi-final. Nigerian Super Falcons have been named Women's Team of the Year 2018 by the Confederation of African Football, CAF. The announcement was made at the CAF Award in Senegal. Amaju Pini, the president of Nigerian Football Federation and the first vice president of CAF, received the award on behalf of the Super Falcons. Meanwhile, Mohamed Salah completed a memorable day of the Egyptian football by retaining his African Player of the Year award in Senegal on Tuesday. The 26-year-old Liverpool star finished fourth with the club mate Sadio Mane and Arsenal and Gabon striker